Hello everyone, this is Priyasha from CrackZat and we are here up with the decision making video number 3 and actually the EQ, that is emotional quotient part 2. I've already left you with one homework in which I can see so many responses in the comment section. Thank you so much for participating so well in this. Guys, remember whenever I give you an essay topic or I give you any questions like this, I demand a participation from your end because if you show participation, that shows that you have the vigor to do and walk an extra mile. Okay, and if you do so, I would definitely extend all my help possible to all of you to guide you in the better way possible because you people really have that spark of, achieving your dream. So please participate. That is highly appreciated from my end. And thank you for so many answers again. Remember one thing, guys, again, starting before this, before starting this video, I would like to tell all of you that these are not my ways of thinking and these are not what I think. Okay, this is what I'm just trying to tell you what the people at XLRI think, how they mark the numbers, even if we feel that it is not correct or we wouldn't have done the same in this situation, I would have still gone with the most appropriate ethical answer. Because remember, I know that you want to become a manager, and once you become the manager or the CEO of a company, you would be guiding and taking the company forward according to your whims and fancies. That's totally accepted. But वहां तक पहुंचने के लिए आपको एक डिग्री चाहिए बहुत ही ब्राइट कॉलेज से एंड वो डिग्री पाने के लिए आपको इस तरह के छोटे छोटे हर्डल्स क्रॉस करने पड़ेंगे एग्जामिनेशन लाइक जैट कैट एग्जामिनेशन के बाद वहां पर अंदर में भी लाइक बी स्कूल के अंदर भी 6 टर्म में आपको अच्छा परफॉर्म करना होगा टू स्टैंड आउट इन द क्राउड ऑफ excellent people during the placements. Imagine. Okay, so that's what I wanted to convey here in a little selfish perspective that please, मुझे पता है कि आप ऐसा नहीं करते अगर ये सिचुएशन आपके साथ होती तो, but you have to come out as a socially desirable answer. You have to come out with that socially desirable answer. आपको एक रोल मॉडल बन के बाहर निकलना है, बाहर दिखना है, तो इसीलिए आपको कुछ ऐसे स्टेप्स अपनाने पड़ेंगे जो ग्लोबली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वाइज accepted हो. So that's why the answers are given mark accordingly. And इस EQ सेशन के कराने का पर्पस ही यह है कि आप समझ पाओ कि किस तरह के आंसर्स को XLRI ज्यादा वेटेज देता है और किस तरह के आंसर्स को कम वेटेज देता है, ताकि आपको अगर डीएम क्वेश्चंस में ऐसे कोई डिसीजन लेने पड़े तो you go with the more weighted one. Understood? So please read it and learn it with respect to that. Don't learn it with respect to contradicting things. आप contradict करो, मुझे कुछ नहीं है, मुझे अच्छा लगता है डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टाइप के आंसर्स एंड आइडियाज देखने में, लेकिन मुझे अच्छा लगने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, राइट? मेरा पर्पस है that you people get on the right track and understand कि उन्हें किस तरह का आंसर चाहिए. Always get this in your head. In an interview as well as in an examination, if you know कि सामने वाला क्या expect कर रहा है आपसे, then it's very smooth and easy to move about. Okay, in a relationship also, आपको पता है कि सामने वाला आपसे sorry चाहता तो sorry बोल के खत्म करो यार. Okay, that's what how we move around, right? So we are also going to do the same thing in this exam also. So इसके इन तरह के videos को ना watch and learn with respect to that mindset कि मुझे बस यहाँ से tap करना है सारी information, that how are they marking and what are they expecting. That's all. Okay, so let's come to question number 7. I'm very happy to see that majority of you got the right answer here. You are accompanying your friend from Delhi to Agra in his car. You notice another car loaded with children suddenly overtaking your car and cutting sharply in front of you abruptly. Now, your friend who is driving the car gets nervous as he had to apply the brakes immediately to avoid hitting the other car. What would be your reaction at that time? Remember, you were not driving. So, number one is option A. Tell your friend to stop and relax for some time rather than continue driving, which is the most logical and ethical thing to do. उसको थोड़ा रेस्ट करने बोलने के लिए. Tell your friend to chase the car and stop it is definitely a 0. Okay, the next is yell at the car, which will yield you nothing. सिर्फ आपके हॉर्मोन्स बाहर आएंगे, बाकी कुछ नहीं होने वाला चिल्लाने से. Number D was also something selected by many of you. Just tell your friend to smile and thank God that everyone is safe. is awarded 10 points over here, okay, in the answer sheet which I have. And the last option, that just ignore what happened as a very minor accident, is given only 5 points. Okay, so again, one more thing which I saw in the chat, in the comment section of the previous video, that you people were also asking me that why to give this 5 point, you should get 0 points and things like that. Well, guys, I have not done this. Remember, please, ये मेरे दिमाग की उपज नहीं है, ये मैंने क्लासरूम से चुराए हैं क्वेश्चंस. कितने बार बोलूं? Okay, this is not my stuff. Okay, so I am just trying to tell you and inform you that this is how they mark. And अगर उनको ऐसे आंसर्स चाहिए तो जाकर उनको ऐसे आंसर्स दो एग्जाम में. ओके, दैट्स हाउ यू विल गेट इनटू एक्सएलआरआई. और वहां जाने के बाद उनसे झगड़ा करना. मैं कर चुकी हूँ अपने एक प्रोफेसर से झगड़ा, क्योंकि उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि मैंने उनसे पूछा कि टेल मी समथिंग अबाउट डिसीजन मेकिंग सेट्स, हाउ, लाइक टेल मी अ टिप और एडवाइस सो दैट आई कैन गो एंड टेल दिस टू माय subscribers on my YouTube channel. And he was like, say, ask them to use common sense. And I was like, sir, how to use common sense? And he was like, this is what you should know. And I was very angry at him, to be very honest. Okay. And I just said, okay, thank you, sir. And I walked out. So, होते हैं झगड़े, होते हैं, आप कर सकते हो प्रोफेसर से जाके झगड़े. ठीक है, तो एक बार कॉलेज आ जाओ, उसके बाद दम भर के झगड़े कर लेना डीएम सेट्स के ऊपर, बट पहले कॉलेज आ जाओ. Let's come to question number 8. Read it, okay, and then try to answer it. I will tell the answer in 3, 2, 1. You are on an aircraft and suddenly the pilot announces that it has been hijacked by the terrorists. Everyone is in the state of shock, nervousness, and utter confusion. What will be your reaction? मैं तो भगवान का नाम लेने लग जाऊंगी, but let's see what is the most ethical and logical way to react here. Option A, blame yourself for choosing an inauspicious day for traveling. Oh God, bullshit. Then, number B, attend to the instructions of the pilot, air hostess, and ask the other fellow passengers to do the same, because only following the instructions can lead you to, any kind of escape. So, it's the most logical way out here. Now, the next one is very, very close. Okay, option C, continue to read your magazine and pay little attention to the incident is not 20 but 15. This is how you can avoid the panic state कि आप अपना काम कर रहे हो, आपको पता है अब जो होगा देखा जाएगा वाले स्टेज में आप हो. लेकिन फिर भी दिस इज स्लाइटली नॉट सो गुड एज नंबर बी, बिकॉज उसमें आप कुछ एक्शन कर रहे हो, और हमेशा एक्शन ओरिएंटेड चीजों को ज्यादा प्रेफरेंस मिलती है. Remember, okay, in your decision making sets, go for action oriented things. Option D. Option D here gets a clear cut 0 because crying out is not an option. And option E in this case would be getting falsely claim that you are a heart patient needing attention and beg the hijackers to release you. Bad option. Okay? Unethical. All right, now the ninth question on your screen, take a screenshot or just pause your screen, try this out and let's do it. Imagine that you are a police officer posted in a sensitive area. You get information that there has been violent ethnic clashes between two religious communities, and a large number of people have been killed from both the sides and property has been damaged. What action will you take? You are a police officer, remember, so you can take due action. I'll directly come out with the answers here, but I'll give points accordingly. So option A gets 5 points. Why? Because you are going to decide not to visit the spot personally, as that may be dangerous. Okay, so you are not doing that. That is somewhere logical. So 5 points. Take your time to respond in any case that is not the first time Roids. See, this is wrong. Okay, and that gives you 0. Now, option C. Option C here is try to handle the situation tactfully, assuage the feelings of both the communities, tracking down the reasons and taking the desirable answer. किसी ने मुझे कहा था, I don't remember his name. I don't remember even it was in a comment or it was in a message in Telegram group, that can we take the can we take the process of choosing the longest answer as the correct answer in DM? And that was really funny. But look here, it is true that the longest answer in this question is actually the correct answer. Okay, the most sensible thing to do. See, sending your subordinate 5 points and arranging handover dead to the responsibility is again just 5 points. Okay. Now let's do the 10th question, everyone. There's the question. You have grown up, you have a grown up son. Okay, this was a hilarious question in the class. I just remember the experience of my class where this question was asked and everyone was like belt a belt. Okay, but this was not an option though. Look, you have a grown-up son who has started arguing with you every now and then on matters relating to your personal and social life. One day he tells you that you have dictated your terms on the family for very long and cannot continue to exercise the authority anymore. He also tells you that as a father, you cannot impose your outdated attitudes and irrelevant values on him. Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine doing this. He further confronts you and says that he is an adult and henceforth he will take all the major decisions. You are disturbed at this defiant behavior, so how will you tackle him? So how will you tackle him? The best answer is belt a belt and belt a belt. And the entire class was literally shouting belt a belt. But this was not the correct answer, as you guys know. Okay, so I hope you all have read it and decided the answer. I'll directly tell you the answer which gets a 20 point. Again, that old friend of mine who said the longest answer is actually the correct answer, and it's true. Option D. For the time being, delay the arguments, manage your feelings, sit with him, explain him, and things like that. Okay, that's quite an easy question. I don't think you will be confused enough. Remember that ignoring the hostile comments is awarded 10 points over here. 5 points are awarded to sending him to a psychologist. Well, no child will ever try to go. And look, tell him to leave the home and find a separate place to live is something what most parents will do, but it has been given 0 points. Not at all logical, right? But then see, this is what they don't want you to do as a good person. Okay, in XLRI, ethic plays a very big role. मतलब morality पे तो उनकी दुनिया चलती है ऐसा लगता है मुझे. Okay, कोई एक कचरा भी नहीं फेंकता यार बाहर में. It's good, but then it's just so unrealistic. So, okay, fine. All right. So, question number 10 is done. Question number 11 is on your screen. Try to do it on your own and then let's discuss the answer. This morning, an old man was driving his old Fiat car on the wrong side of the road with his little grandson. अरे ये question तो मेरा भी wrong हुआ था पता है आपको. I am not a person who is very tolerant to these activities. So मैंने अपने दिल की बात बोल दी और दिल की बात बोल दी तो आंसर गलत हो गया. पता है ना, तो इसीलिए समझो दिल की बात से नहीं चलते हैं डीएम के क्वेश्चंस. डीएम के क्वेश्चंस सिर्फ उसी वे से चलते हैं वेर यू आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू बी द मोस्ट साधु आदमी इन दिस वर्ल्ड. All right, so let's go and read this. So he was keeping his grandson on his lap. Okay, I was here. So he was too careless to switch on the indicator and before turning the car, and in this process dashed onto the bonnet of the Maruti car which you were driving. Okay, so how will you behave at this time? So how will I behave in this time? The most appropriate thing to do, which they think, I repeat again, which they think is option A. Just smile at the old man and ask him to be grateful to God for his grandson who was safe. I literally had a argument with the professor here. I said that how can you not punish that person? Punishments are made just to justify that you don't repeat the same activity again. But my professor was like, no, Priyasha, cool down. The thing here is, what are you doing, huh? You are asking him to be grateful to God for his grandson. So you're indirectly giving him tana in Hindi, okay? You're indirectly giving him a tana stating that, look, तुम्हारी वजह से आज तुम्हारा grandson जाता. And now, thank God that even if you did a very careless activity, he saved your grandson and you. I was like, wow. My mom has always asked me, since childhood that never talk to someone in this Tanebazi language. Say them anything straightforward. That's better than, giving all these tantrums. But then, correct answer according to XLRI, guys. No fighting over in the comment section. Okay. Now, the next answer which got 5 points in this situation was B, C, okay, and E. That you can get annoyed and shout at him, which is considered to be correct, but not absolutely. Asking for compensation should be correct, but not absolutely. And calling the police was also correct. But giving him a long lecture does not make sense because that will not yield any results, right? We need results. Now, question number 12, everyone, on your screen, try it out and then we'll discuss the answer. Imagine you're a doctor. Okay, this one also, I got it correct, but the entire class got it wrong. Entire. Okay, why? Because I just had a conflict in 11th number, so I gave a very socially desirable answer in the 12th one and got it right. But बाकी लोगों ने दिल से या थोड़ा ज्यादा ही दिमाग लगा दिया इसमें. Imagine you're a doctor and you have operated upon a cancer patient in this morning, and you are going to home for lunch and receiving a call that the patient has developed some complication. You are going back to hospital. I'm just reading it quickly, guys, because I hope that you have already read it. The signal is red. You're impatient. The signal turns green. You start the car without noticing the scooterist. Remember that you have not noticed the scooterist, okay? And you hit him. He loses his balance, regains it with great difficulty. What will you do now? The most appropriate answer here was option A, that you immediately stop the car, get out, introduce yourself, and apologize. Now, my entire class was fighting over the fact that how can I waste even 2 minutes in going out and introducing myself and apologizing? I should have told him that it's very urgent and I have to go. I'm sorry, bhaiya, and we'll go. But it's not happening, right? It's not logical to stop and wait and do this. But you know what was the keyword which I took, which I used? I used the keyword apologize, which indicated me कि इसको तो 20 मिलेंगे ही मिलेंगे. Okay, the other answers were also given marks over here. Let me tell you, D and ई वर गिवन 5 5 पॉइंट्स कि आप थोड़े मोमेंट के लिए रुको. ओके, एंड उसको भी हॉस्पिटल लेके. ओके, फिर उसके बाद उस थोड़े मोमेंट के लिए रुको, कलेक्ट योर थॉट्स एंड देन गो बैक उसको. ओके, इग्नोरिंग एंड thanking that nothing serious happened is not getting any points. Telling the scooterist that what has happened and continue driving was something which most of them, majority, selected this answer. That आप उसे रोकोगे, आप उसे बोलोगे कि अरे भैया मेरा बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पेशेंट है एंड भाग जाओगे. बट द प्रॉब्लम इज हाउ विल यू सॉल्व द करंट सिचुएशंस इश्यूज. करंट सिचुएशन था कि बिना आपकी गलती से आपने स्कूटरिस्ट को मारा है, उस बेचारे की कोई गलती नहीं थी. तो यू शुड अपोलोजाइज. एंड क्योंकि किसी भी ऑप्शन में ये वर्ड प्रेजेंट नहीं है, had it been written over here that apologize to the scooterist and tell him what happened, option E would have been the answer. And that's what I also said, and professor agreed that instead of the word tell, if they would have used apologize, option E would have been the correct answer. Okay, so here try to use keywords in the DM question. Okay, it's very, very helpful. Now let's do the 13th question. Here is the question on your screen. Read through it and let us discuss the answer for the 13th question, everyone. So over here we see that there's a general manager of a large production company. Next week, there's a board meeting, and your department is expecting to prepare the annual report. You get a call from one of the production units in the other state that there's a strike. Oh my God. Your presence is urgently required to negotiate the union, and you delegate the responsibility to your assistant general manager. This was funny question, I remember, to get the report for the meeting. Now, when you return, you're perplexed to see that he has not prepared the report, and the board meeting is scheduled for the next day. अब क्या करोगे? मीटिंग नेक्स्ट डे है और मैं गाली नहीं देना चाहती यहाँ पे. हमारा जो डेलीगेट करके गए थे हम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, वो बड़ा प्यारा निकला. ओके, आई होप यू कैन सब्स्टिट्यूट प्यारा हियर. एंड ऑप्शन ए सेज फील रिमोर्स दैट यू टुक दिस डिसीजन इज थिंकिंग अबाउट पास्ट. मैंने बोला ना, साधु आदमी बन जाओ, दैट्स द बेस्ट वे टू गेट मैक्सिमम मार्क्स इन डिसीजन मेकिंग. पास्ट के बारे में सोचकर आपको कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. गेट वर्कड अप, फायर द असिस्टेंट. अरे, दिस इज टू सम एक्सटेंट एक्सेप्टेबल, बट दिस इज नॉट अ अप्रोप्रिएट एंड लॉजिकल वे. ओके, जस्ट टू फायर हिम. अच्छा, सोचो, सोच के देखो, फायर करने से क्या आपका काम हो जाएगा? नहीं. अल्टीमेटली आपको क्या चाहिए? यू नीड टू गेट योर वर्क डन. So we'll come to option C, which is 10 points, okay, where you will complete the work yourself to avoid embarrassment. This is half of the thing done. So that's why 10 points. But the most appropriate thing here to do is option D. Again, as one of my friends said, the longest answer is the correct answer. Understand the difficulties. क्यों वो नहीं कर पाया? This is called as empathy. And remember, for a manager to show empathy, it's very, very essential. One of the greatest skills which is taught to you in a B school is how to empathize with people. I give you a homework. Tell me the difference between empathy and sympathy. Okay, I'm learning this in my class so I can give you a better idea of it. Tell me the difference between empathy and sympathy in the comment section. Those who are watching it carefully will definitely do it. Okay, guys, those who are watching it carefully, answering me, okay, nicely. I have an eye on your names, okay, so that when out of all those 150 DMs which I see every day, if I see yours, I open it first. Okay, so be very, very active in the class. And so tell me the difference between empathy, sympathy, because in दोनों के basis पर you would be getting the DM के answers right. So why are we selecting this? Because we are trying to understand someone's difficulty कि क्या हो गया होगा बेचारे के साथ. क्या कौन से नेटफ्लिक्स का शो देखने में बिजी हो गए थे भैया जो नहीं बनाया मेरा प्रोजेक्ट that is empathy and sympathy. Okay, that's on a comedy scale I'm taking it, but just that's how you're going to do it and motivate him saying that he could still do it and उसके साथ बैठ के काम complete करो is 20 points. And the last one is send the assistant general manager for further training. ये तो future की बात है. देखो, past is not the answer, future is not the perfect answer. Okay, so remember this fact. Now we have the second last question for the day on your screen, guys. Now, 14th question number, let's read it. You're a professor. Oh, I got this wrong. I was like, उसको बुलाकर मैं अच्छे से सुनाऊंगी. Okay, I'll tell you the answer I selected. Question number 14. You're a professor in the college, and while taking a class, one of your students comments that your style of teaching is not good and that you have not prepared the topic properly, and also that you are just passing time. इतना कोई बोल दे तो बेचारा मतलब हमारे एक्सआई के प्रोफेसर तो उन्हें अकेले बुलाएंगे अपने केबिन में और बिल्कुल ऐसा इमोशनल डैमेज करेंगे भावनात्मक क्षति कि वो 3 दिन तक अपनी शक्ल नहीं देखेगा. हाउ विल यू रिएक्ट? ओके, ऑप्शन ए, report to the principal of the college about the behavior. Well, this is delegating action. और ऐसा नहीं होता कि आपको कोई गलत फीडबैक दे, खराब फीडबैक दे तो आप सीनियर को बोल दो देखो देखो कैसे मुझे कंप्लेन कर रहा है. Okay, so this is not good. Option B, okay, ask him to leave the classroom and tell him in strong words that you cannot change your teaching style. This has been abrupt. This has been abrupt, blunt, and you're not expected to do that. Okay, आप ऐसा नहीं कर सकते. ऑप्शन सी, फीडबैक पे पूरी दुनिया चलती है, याद रहे इस चीज को. ओके, जस्ट रिमेंबर दैट फीडबैक पे पूरी दुनिया चलती है तो उससे पीछे हटना इज नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड आंसर. ना ऑप्शन सी, आस्क हिम टू मीट यू आफ्टर द क्लास इन योर चेम्बर इज व्हाट आई literally selected and got only 5 points कि तू बेटा अकेले में मिल वाला thing. Okay, but then that's not appropriate, right? I told you that's not appropriate. The appropriate answer here is listen to the need of the class and promise to prepare the topic properly in future. मैंने बोला सर को and there were other people also who selected C, so they said that sir, will it not lead to multiple changes in the things, or you can't just accept the fact that you are wrong in front of an entire class, right? So, sir pointed out a very beautiful line, very beautiful word. He pointed out the need of the class and not that one student who asked you to change the thing. गेटिंग माई पॉइंट. एक ने बोला आपका टीचिंग स्टाइल अच्छा नहीं है तो आपने क्या रिप्लाई किया? तो ठीक है, मैं पूरे क्लास से पूछूंगा. आई विल लिसन टू द नीड ऑफ द एंटायर क्लास एंड देन अकॉर्डिंगली आई विल प्रॉमिस दैट आई विल डिलीवर द टॉपिक प्रॉपरली इफ द एंटायर क्लास थिंक्स सो. सो आपने क्या करा दी? वोटिंग करा दी. ठीक है, एंड दैट इज जेन्युइनली व्हाट यू शुड डू. कि अगर अगर आपकी क्लास में से 80% बच्चों को ऐसा लगता है दैट यू आर गोइंग ऑफ ट्रैक, you should look at it, right? We have come across such professors in our college and school who are really not, so good at their work. This is true. This is honest review. I have come across many in my undergraduate college. So yes, that's true. Correct. So this is the most appropriate thing to do over here, isn't it? That's like very nice. And continue with your lecture. Ignoring is just 5 points because you have to teach. All right. Now 15 number question is what we see over here. The last one for the day. Now 15th question is on your screen, guys. Read it and we'll finish it off right now. This one is the last set we are doing. As the CEO of the company, you are involved in the meeting with the union leaders on their pending demands. Now, this one was also a very tricky question, okay? During the meeting, one of the union leaders shouts at you saying that you are a big liar and levels the serious allegations on corruption and favoritism against you. Now, you are very upset. So, how will you react to the remarks of the union leader. Imagine yourself being in a meeting and someone from out there shouting at you. What is the most socially desirable answer? I repeat, these three words should always stick to your head. Socially desirable answer, because that what leads you to correct answer in this DM section. The correct answer is option A, guys. Just ignore what he said. Yes, because every worker will have some or the other grievances, and this is something a very logical answer. I must say that out of all the 15 questions I discussed here, this one was literally the most logical thing, which should have been done in practical life as well. That if someone, you're a very high authority and someone is complaining against you, you can kindly ignore that at that point of time and continue with your discussion. Listen to the demands with a cool frame of mind. Why? Because you are upset. So look, they are paying attention to each and every word you are putting there. So try to focus on each and every word in the DM section. Now, B and C gets an absolute zero here. Suspending him and cancelling the negotiation just because आपका mood खराब हो गया is what you can do at home, not in your workplace. Remember. So that's what gets zero points out of it. And D and E gets five points because advising him not to make personal remarks is correct. But आप किस किस को चुप कराओगे? आप एक जन को ऐसा बोलोगे, चार लोग और चिल्लाने लगेंगे. So this is not the most appropriate thing to do, but rather one of the correct things to do. Now, option E, same. Leave the room after assigning the responsibility to your subordinate to continue the negotiation. This is good for only you, not for the other people out there. उन्हें क्या लगेगा that you as a leader is not competent enough to criticism. When you become a leader or a manager, you're expected to have, to bear criticism as much as you can bear the favoritism of others. Okay. If people are praising you, there will be a small lot which will be criticizing you as well. So you as a leader should have that potential in you to stick to the role and continue your job even if criticism comes your way. All right. And that was the final question for the day, guys. If you like the video, you know the drill. You have to like it, share it without fail, and subscribe to the channel if you are new to the channel as well. I'll come with more such videos. Last class, the homework was that 2018 PYQ. If you haven't done 2022 to 18 PYQ, please finish it by today. And the today's homework would be that paper of 2017 DM section. Please complete that after watching this video. And thank you so very much. All the best to all of you. See you in the next video. Thank you.